Thank you. Thank you. Hello, hello. Happy spring again. Welcome to Tuesday yogas at noon. Let's begin anywhere that feels good to you. You can start on your back. You're welcome to start in a seat, in a child's pose, whatever feels good to you. We're just going to take a few moments here just to connect to our breath. So noon is actually a meditation window time. And so wherever you are, whatever feels comfortable for you, just notice your breath without changing it, just notice it. Notice if your inhales are shorter than your exhales or exhales shorter than your inhales. And then from here, I invite you to begin to lengthen your breath. If it feels okay, you can bring maybe one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly to feel the rise and fall of your belly with your inhales and exhales. So from here, you'll inhale from anywhere from 4 to 5 counts. And then exhale from 4 to 5 counts. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. And don't be afraid to be loud. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. And continue this on your own. If you wish to shorten those inhales and exhales, you can, or maybe even lengthen it. As you continue to breathe, if there's any urge to just let out a big sigh, feel free to open that mouth and just let it go. Especially if you're noticing a little shake with that exhale. As we approach spring, we start to clear our grounds to make way for new beginnings. Sometimes it can look a little messy. So the breath is a great tool to come back to anytime things get messy, anytime things get dirty or there's clutter in their way, mentally, emotionally. And even physically as we invite that into our yoga practice. So take a few more breaths wherever you are. And if you are seated, we'll make our way onto our back. And from your back, go ahead and hug those knees in, rocking from side to side, just massaging the low back. You can draw some circles with the knees, one direction, then the other. And then hug those knees back into the chest. Take a deep breath in. And then on the exhale, let that left leg go long as you hug that right knee into the chest. Maybe you're rolling the ankle out, one direction, the other. Few breaths here. And we'll begin to lengthen that right leg up towards the ceiling. You can interlace the fingers behind the thigh, or if it feels good to go up to the calf, you can. And just start to flex and point the toes. Checking in with your breath. If you need to keep a little bend in the knees, you can always keep a bend in the knee. And then go ahead and hug that right knee back into the chest. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, let the right leg go long. And then bringing that left leg into the chest, left knee into the chest, give it a hug. Maybe rolling the ankle out, one direction, then the other. And then from here, extending that left leg up towards the ceiling, towards the wall, pointing and flexing the toes. And then go ahead and inhale as you draw that left knee into the chest. And exhale, let it go long. And then if you're on back, reaching those arms up and over, you take a nice stretch. And exhale, release. And slowly make your way up onto your hands and knees into a tabletop pose. And if you can always do this seated as well, if it's rough on the knees, you can come to a cross-legged seat. We're going to do some cat-cows. So if you're on your hands and knees, spread those fingers wide, press down through the thumb, the index, the pinky, creating a little gap in between the palms so you're not like flattening the hands to protect the wrists. Engage through the belly, tops of the feet press into the mat. And then from here, we're going to inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1 as you shine the heart forward. And then exhale round for 4, 3, 2, 1, tucking that tailbone in. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Exhale round 3, 2, 1, pause. Inhale, drop 3, 2, 1, maybe smile. Exhale around 3, 2, 1, pause. Continue with this motion. If it feels okay to close the eyes, you can close the eyes just to tune into the body, seeing what it's like to take away a sense. So you can continue on your hands and knees. If this is too much for your wrists, you can always just come to a seat, bring the chest forward on your inhales, and bring the chest back and around on your exhales. And see if you can use that breath practice that we did in the beginning. Counting on your inhales anywhere from 4 to 5 counts. And rounding on your exhale anywhere from 4 to 5 counts. And then the next time you come back into rounding the spine through cow, come back to neutral and then start to just move the body in any way that it feels good. If you want to move from side to side, create some wheelbarrows. If you want to point the fingers out, anything that just feels good to your spine, go ahead and take a few moments to just express here. Few more rounds of your spinal expression. And then go ahead and bring those knees wide, bring the toes to touch, sinking the hips back into your version of child's pose. So if the forehead isn't quite touching the mat, You can stack the fists, you can place palms on top of each other, or if you want to come into a little higher puppy dog pose, you can bring those hips above the knees and just let the heart melt. So wherever you are, you want to be able to have some easy accessibility to breathing. So if it's hard to breathe, go ahead and take a step back, maybe come up onto the forearms, closing the eyes if it feels okay. And just take some big breaths here. And with every exhale you take, letting your heart melt a little closer to your mat, maybe even softening between the brows. If your head is touching the mat, you can rock the head from side to side. If it is not, and you want to stack the fists and rock the head onto your fists, you can do that as well. A few more breaths here. And then on your next inhale, rise back up onto your hands and knees, tabletop pose. And go ahead and extend that right leg long behind you. Heel going away from you. Imagine that you're stretching the back of your leg. And then we'll just plot. Oh, what is it? Sorry. Bring that right heel down, swing that left leg over. We're going to come into a side plank. So left arm is down, right hand comes up. So option to stay right here. Option to lift that right leg to flex the toes back towards the face. Or if you want to come into a full plank, you can come into a full plank. Wherever you are, core is active. Breathe here. Take one more breath. And then on your exhale, releasing everything down, come back onto your hands and knees. We'll come to the other side, extending that left leg long. Heel goes away, point and flex, back and forth, stretching out the back of that left leg. And then go ahead and plant that left heel down, swing the right leg, coming to the other side. Left arm comes up for its side plank. And again, coming into your variation, if you want to stay here, you can stay here. Maybe lifting that left leg, pointing the toes towards the face. Or full plank is in your expression, and come into full plank. If you want to come onto your forearm, you can come onto your forearm too. Take one more deep breath in. And then exhale, coming down to your hands and knees. We'll take one round of cat-cow. Inhale, drop the belly, peel chest forward. And exhale, rounding through the spine. And come back to tabletop pose. Curl the toes underneath you. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, coming to your downward facing dog. So bending the knees, pressing that heart towards the thighs as you draw the navel in, shaking the head out, yes or no. If that feels okay, you can always come to a wall and do this if you'd like. If this is too much on your wrists, or you can come down onto your forearms. Take big breaths here. One more breath. And then make your way to the top of your mat into a forward fold. So you can walk there, step up and walk there, bending through the knees, letting the top half of the body go. And if it feels okay to grab onto opposite elbows for ragdoll to frame the head, you can. Just sway from side to side. Then go ahead and release that. We'll inhale, slide the palms up to the shins or thighs, come up halfway, roll those shoulders away from the ears. And then exhale, come back down, forward fold. Root down through the feet. As you inhale, swing those arms up, reach up. Exhale, the hands to heart center. Beautiful. Inhale, swinging arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. So using your breath to guide you in it. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. And inhale, sweep. Exhale, hands to heart. This time I invite you to close your eyes if it feels okay. Let your breath guide you into the movement. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands to heart. And inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands to heart. This time we're going to inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, release the right hand down, reach that left arm up and over. Nice side stretch. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, left arm comes down, reach right arm up and over. Inhale, bring both arms up. Exhale, right hand down, left arm goes up and over. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, left arm down, right arm up and over. This time we're going to inhale, bring both arms up. And on your exhale, bend the knees, reach the arms back as you fold down. Inhale to your halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Rooting down as you inhale, rise up, reach those arms up high. Exhale, bringing the hands to heart center. All right, we're going to go ahead and step that right foot back into a warrior one position. So that back heel's at about 45 degrees. You can step this foot out as wide as, that front foot out as wide as you need to bring the hips forward. So left toes facing forward, right toes facing 45 degrees in. Option to bring the hands to heart. Option to bring those arms up. Whatever feels good to you. See if you can lift up through the chest and keep that core engaged. So core is active here. Slight tuck in the tailbone. You're opening up through that right hip. There's a lot of storage there. So I invite you to find a focal point or maybe even close the eyes if you feel safe and breathe here. So try not to let the gaze wander around. Try to find something to stare at on the ground and breathe. Beautiful. One more inhale here. On the exhale, we'll bring the hands to the heart center. We're going to pivot that chest over to the right side. Maybe scoot those toes in towards the center. Left toes still face forward. And then bring those arms out to a T to warrior two. So bending through that left knee. Awesome. Gaze is forward, past that left to middle finger. Beautiful. See if you could roll those shoulder blades back. Beautiful. We're going to inhale, straighten that front leg, bring the palms to touch. And then exhale, bend right back into that left knee. 2 more times, just like that. Inhale, straighten, palms touch. Exhale, bend right back into the left knee. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, bend. Bring the hands to heart center. Shift that heart towards the front. Then step that back foot up slowly, coming to the top of your mat. Awesome. Come to standing mountain, shake it out. And then we'll come to the other side. So step in that left foot back this time, right toes forward, coming to your warrior one. And again, feel free to open up that front foot to bring in a wider traction for your hips, because all of our hips are different. Hands can come to heart center or reaching those arms up. Beautiful. Front knee is stacked above or slightly behind the ankle. So if you find your knees going really far forward, I invite you to scooch those toes a little bit more forward so that you can see your front 2 toes, see that your ankle or your knee is not above or past the ankle. So feeling it in that left hip. Breathe here. Keep that core engaged, draw that navel up and in. Breathe here. Being a warrior is not easy. Let's come back to the breath. Bring the hands to heart center and then inhale, shift that chest over to the left side. Go ahead and scooch the front toes, bring it towards the center of your mat, bending through that right knee. And then reaching those arms out to a T for warrior two. Awesome. Gaze can come past the right middle finger. Then we'll just see if we can scooch that right knee out instead of letting it cave in. So you can bring that hand to the inner thigh just to press it out so it doesn't cave back in. You can see your front two toes. Deep breaths here. Try not to hold the breath. And on your inhale, straighten that front leg, bring palms to touch. Exhale, bend right back into it. Inhale, straighten, palms touch. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Beautiful. Inhale, bring the hands to heart. Exhale, face forward, widen the stance, and then set that back foot up to meet the left. Shake it out. Nice. Good hip opener. And we'll pause here. You can come to the top of your mat with a slight bend in the knees. Spread those toes, pick them up, and then place them back down. Find a little lift in the chest. Core is active, softening the shoulders down away from the ears. And just pause here, breathe. Feel free to let out any big sighs if you need to. I find that I tend to hold my breath a lot, especially in practice if I'm focusing too much on the poses. So there's a lot in there that wants to come out. This is a safe space for you to do that. And I invite you to see if you can let your breath guide you into your movement instead of letting the movement guide you in your practice. Seeing if you can move with your breath. So we'll do some standing sun salutations. We'll inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale the hands to heart. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, hands to heart. And inhale, sweep. Exhale, hands to heart. This time we're going to come into a chair pose. Inhale, reach up. And then exhale, sink into the hips, chair. So weight is in the heels, like bend in the knee. It doesn't have to be so far down. It can be a little bend in the knees, keeping that chest lifted. Again, weight is in the heels. See if you can lift those toes up. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, straighten, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to come back to it. So inhale, reach up. Exhale into your chair pose. This time we're going to do some stopping. So core is active here. Weight is in that left foot. Inhale, reach that right foot up. Exhale, set it down. Inhale, left. Exhale, set it down. Inhale, right. Exhale, set it down. Inhale, left. Exhale, set it down. Inhale, right. Exhale, set it down. Inhale, left. Exhale, set it down. Awesome. Inhale, reach up. And then exhale, bend the knees as you forward fold. Let it go. Maybe feet come a little bit wider if you want to step out a little wider. And just sway those arms from side to side. Beautiful. Bending through the knees. Slowly begin to rise. Inhale. Exhale at the halfway point. And then inhale, sweep those arms up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Awesome. So we're all at the top of our mat. We're going to step that right foot back again into a warrior two position. So bending through that left knee, heart is facing towards the lake, reaching those arms out. We'll flip that front palm and then inhale, tilt back, reach that left arm up and over. Nice side stretch along the left side of the body. Deep breath in. Exhale, come back to warrior two. Inhale here. Exhale, side angle pose. So left elbow, left thigh, reach that right arm up and over. So you find a side stretch along the right side of the body. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Exhale here. Do that again. Flip the front palm. Inhale, tilt back. Exhale here. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Inhale here. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale here. Exhale, hands come onto hips. We're going to inhale, straighten that front leg, pivot all the toes to face the lake. Inhale, tuck in the tailbone, lift through the chest, and then on your exhale, you're just going to lead with the heart, come into a wide-legged fold. Beautiful. And hands can come behind the calves or on the ankles, maybe in front of you, whatever feels okay. Feel free to shake out the head, yes or no here. Keeping a slight bend in the knees, legs don't need to be locked. And see if you can slowly begin to shift the weight into the balls of the feet. If you need to bring the hands down for support, you can do that. And then from here, on your inhale, come up halfway, find a flat back. Exhale here. Bring the hands to the hips, inhale, and then exhale, rising up. Awesome. Come back to your warrior two, facing the front. Hands can come to heart center, and then step that right foot to meet the left and shake it out. Awesome. And then we'll come to the other side. So we'll step that left foot back into our warrior two. Right arm is forward. So heart is facing towards the windows. And we'll flip that front palm. Inhale, reach back, reverse warrior. Exhale here. Inhale, come back to your warrior two. Exhale, right elbow, right thigh, reaching that left arm up and over. Deep breath in. Exhale, back to your warrior two. Flip that front palm, inhale, reverse. Nice side stretch along the right side of the body. Exhale, back to warrior two. Inhale, side angle. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, side angle. Exhale, warrior two. Awesome. Bring the hands to heart center. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Pivot the toes to face the windows. This time we're going to bring the heels in and toes out. Sink into a goddess squat. So bending through both knees. Toes are out, heels are in. So toes can be facing towards your corners of your mat. Awesome. See if you can tuck that tailbone, keep that core active, and just hop here. Slowly bounce. Stay tuned to your breath. Awesome. Opening up those hips, waking them up for spring season. Keep breathing. And you can always go slow if you don't want to hop. You don't. This is all just guiding you. This is your body. This is your practice. So take what you need. Awesome. And we'll bring the hands to heart center. Inhale, straighten, reach both arms up. Exhale, swing those arms back to the hips. And then pivot the heels to come in line with the toes. Come back into that wide-legged fold. Inhale, find a lift in the chest. Exhale, hinge at the hips, leading with the heart and fold. Keeping a micro bend in the knees. Deep breaths here. And if those hands aren't released in front of you, go ahead and release them down in front of you. Inhale, find a flat back, halfway lift. Exhale here. Hands come onto hips. Inhale. Exhale, slowly rise back up. Wide-legged. And come bend that right knee back into your warrior two. Beautiful. Hands come to heart center. Stepping that back foot up to meet the right. In standing mountain pose, shake it out. Nice. Awesome. So from here, we'll just let the arms sway from side to side. And just feel free to let the arms flop. If they hit your arms, that's okay. Just let yourself be soft here. Stay attuned to your breath. And from here, taking a little wider stance if you aren't already. We're going to just create some hip circles, waking up those hips, some tight areas coming out of winter. So we're going to inhale, send the hips forward. Exhale, bring it to the right and back. Inhale as you bring it forward. Exhale to the right and back, keeping a bend in the knees. Inhale as you swing it forward. Exhale, around and back. Inhale, swing it forward. Exhale, around and back. One more time this side. Inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, around and back. This time as you inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, switch directions, left and back. Inhale as you come to the right. Exhale to the left and back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, left and back. Two more this side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then as you inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, stand tall. Release those arms, shake it out. And then we'll come into a tree pose. So option to just kickstand, keeping that heel right at the ankle. This feels good. You can stay here. You can bring it to the inner calf or the inner thigh, just avoiding the knee. Imagine that it's a broken branch. If you want to use some support, we've got lots of support around us. From here, you can bring the hands to heart center. Find a focal point, something to gaze at on the ground that's not moving. Connecting to your breath and press down through that big toe, the standing big toe. Grow tall through the spine. Soften the shoulders. Breathing here. If you want to play with balance, you can either reach those arms up, swim from side to side. If you want to play with closing the eyes for like 0.2 seconds, you can do that. And see if you can keep your gaze focused at something. That connection to the breath. A few more breaths. And hands come to heart center. Inhale that knee forward. Exhale down. Shake it out before we come to the other side. Nice. Waking ourselves up out of hibernation. And then when you're ready, come into your version other side. It does not have to be the same. So wherever you are, again, finding that focal point. Finding length in the spine. Core is active, maybe a slight tuck in the tailbone, softening the shoulders down away from the ears. And deep breaths here. One more breath wherever you are. And then slowly releasing, sending that knee forward, sitting it down, shake it out. Awesome. Great. Here we'll inhale, sweep arms up. And exhale, hinging at the hips, forward fold. On your inhale, flat back, halfway lift, roll shoulders away. Exhale, forward fold. Planting palms, we'll step back into our tabletop position. Bring those hands a little more forward, about a couple inches, sinking the hips. Core is active here, inhale here, and then exhale, just lower yourself all the way down onto your mat. So palms will come along the rib cage. Zip the legs up together, press the tops of the feet into the mat. Kneecaps to lift, squeeze shoulder blades. We'll do 3 cobras here. Inhale, peel chest open. Exhale, release. Pressing that pelvis into the mat. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release. One more time, inhale, rise. And exhale, release. Inhale, press yourself up to tabletop. And then exhale to a child's pose. Knees wide, sink the hips back. Few breaths here, your version of child's pose. Beautiful. From your child's pose, if you want, you can come rise up onto the forearms or come into a threaded needle, either onto the forearms or in a child's pose position. You're just going to bring that right hand underneath the armpit, bring the right shoulder onto the mat. So right temple will come towards the mat. So reaching that right arm to the left. If you want, you can use that left hand as a support too for your temple. One more deep breath in. And then exhale, release that. Come back to your puppy or child's pose. And then from here, swinging that left hand underneath the right armpit. Left temple towards the mat or maybe resting on the top of your right hand. One more inhale, exhale, come back, center, and then we'll rise up, making our way onto a seat. And from the seat, we're going to swing our way onto our back. We'll set up for a bridge pose. So bending the knees are parallel, or legs are parallel from each other. Bring the heels as close as you can to the glutes. If you can touch them with your fingers, that's great. If not, that's great too. You're going to press the low back into the mat. So you're tucking the tailbone. Palms will be along the side. Spread the fingers wide. Take a deep breath in first. And exhale. And then on your next inhale, you're going to press and lift those hips up. And then on your exhale, you're going to slowly lower one vertebrae at a time. Next inhale, lift those hips up. And exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, hips come up. Exhale, slowly lower. One more inhale. And exhale, slowly release. So from here, option to bring the soles of the feet to touch and let the knees come wide. Or you can bring the soles of the feet to the outer edges of the mat and let the knees come in. Whatever feels good to your back today. You can bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly if that feels okay. Few breaths wherever you are. And then from here, we can close the knees together, hug the knees into the chest, rock yourself from side to side. And then we're just going to let the knees fall over to the left side. You can bring those arms out into a T or a goalpost, or maybe keep them just right at the chest, whatever feels okay for you. If it feels good on your neck to bring the gaze over to the right, you can for a spinal twist. A few more breaths here. And then on your next inhale, rocking those knees back to center. Maybe giving yourself another hug, rocking it from side to side before You bring those legs over to the right side, and when you're ready, on your exhale, letting the knees fall to the right, switching the gaze. On your next inhale, making your way back to center, rocking from side to side, and then giving yourself another hug. And I invite you to, in this moment, as you're giving yourself a hug, think of something you are grateful for or someone, a feeling of gratitude. Go ahead and give yourself a squeeze. Take a deep breath in, fill it into the body. And then exhale, let it go. The legs go long, send it out into the world. And from here, from your Shavasana, if you want to keep the knees bent, if that feels better on your back, you're welcome to keep the knees bent. I invite you to roll their shoulder blades down away from those ears. Wherever you're at, letting the body be heavy. Letting the body relax. The mind to relax. The breath to relax. You are welcome to stay in this position as long as you'd like. There's no place for you to go. Stay here. Otherwise, if you wish to join me in closing class off, begin to take some deeper breaths, finding some movement in the fingers and in the toes. Be rocking the head from side to side. And then on your inhale, taking a big, nice, long stretch, reaching from opposite direction. And on your exhale, hugging the knees into the chest as you roll yourself up over onto one side, fetal position. You can hang here for a few breaths, or you can press yourself up right into a seat. Welcome back. Wherever you're at, I invite you to close your eyes. If it feels okay, bring the hands to heart center. And just feeling your breath, feeling your heartbeat. I invite you to give gratitude to your breath, your life force, allowing you to be here on this earth. And for your body, for all that it can do. And for your being, for being you, because there is no one on this earth that is like you. Thank you all for joining me this Tuesday. I wish you a lovely rest of your week. Have a great day. Thank you.